That bartender's just like listening in, dude. He's here for the fucking content, man. Okay, so episode 17, Mushoku Tensei, finally here. I heard this episode was gonna be great too. Last week we saw Paul finally in the same town as Rudeus. This guy's down bad, but he's been looking for the people that were transported from the incident that happened about a year and a half ago or a year ago. And there was a lot of discussion in the community about whether Paul was right, whether Rudeus was right, what each of them did wrong. But I think in that whole conversation, a lot of communication was lost. While they were expressing their feelings, Rudeus didn't really take the time to reflect on what Paul has been through and everything that he's been doing. And he does kind of understand that towards the end of the episode, but he's gonna need another interaction with his father to kind of clear things up. And Paul doesn't really know what Rudeus has been through either. From his words, he's pretty much assuming that he's just been, having fun and going on adventures, but he's been derailed a lot of times. And the reason why he didn't see his message is because of the stuff with Rudyard and everything that happened. They kind of had to dip on out of there. So the conversation is not over. I think there needs to be another conversation to be had in this episode. Maybe, and I hope this episode does that, they show Paul's journey from the time that the incident happened till now. I think that gap needs to be bridged a little bit. Paul's not a bad guy when it comes to this situation. You see, he's been taking care of his daughter, even though he's down bad physically, but he has been taking care of his daughter and Rudeus' sister. I wonder if Rudeus is going to join Paul searching for people, or he's just going to continue his adventures. But this is a pretty important moment for Rudeus' character development, where his world is breaking essentially. He's realizing that he might not have been doing the right thing all along, and there's so much more that he could be doing. So yeah, with that said, let's get into it. Oh, they are showing his perspective. Holy shit. This is right after. This is when they got transported. Oh, dude. Right off the bat? Come on, let's go, dude. This is gonna be a great episode. So usually they show cities and stuff in the intros, but I guess right now they're gonna be showing Paul's journey through the intro. So clearly he's just been traveling and trying to get through wherever the fuck he is. He doesn't even know where he is. Is that one of the people? So I guess he slowly, very slowly, is finding people that were teleported away from his village, gathering them together. Do you see his progression? His hair is growing, his beard's getting longer, he's looking more tired, but he's at the same time still taking care of his daughter, still making sure she's good, and bringing everyone together, dude. Paul's a real one for that. Even though, like, there's a lot of shady stuff about him, especially when it comes to women, you can't knock him for this. Drinking his sorrows away because his wife's gone, Lilia's gone, Aisha's gone. It's just, they're doing this in such a beautiful way without even any dialogue. Usually Paul would be like, oh, I did this, I did that, this is my journey, but they fit it all into the intro sequence. That's beautiful, man. That's what makes Mushoku Tensei great. One of the many things. So the dude left our party, but at the same time he reported to Paul. So I like that he's still staying in the story, man. I really liked his character. So I'm glad that the show didn't just yeet him from the story like that. Yeah, that's true. Rudeus is literally 11, even though mentally he's like, what, 30 or whatever. But they don't know that. So I like how this guy's serving as the middleman to kind of bridge the gap between Rudeus and Paul. He's kind of acting like the arbiter of the peace negotiations between the two. Kind of explaining to Paul there's so much more to the demon continent than meets the eye. It's not just a different area, it's environmentally it's so much different. There's so many monsters and all that. So people have yeah. So adding on to what I said in the beginning, Paul is also kind of, I guess, messed up for one, not knowing. Obviously he doesn't know everything that Rudeus went through, but assuming that Rudeus had a lot of free time to, you know, look for people and stuff like that. He's just saying all these things sarcastically, and I feel like this is really gonna motivate Paul to just do better. Hopefully shave that beard, get some sleep, stop drinking, maybe take a shower while he's at it. Ooh. Dude, that's the line right there. He's basically saying, did you expect your son to be like you when you came? Did you want him to be like you when you met him? Just like destroyed mentally? Isn't it a blessing that he's not like that right now? And that's true. What the hell? Why was that bread animation so exquisite? What the fuck? And also slightly sensual? That bartender's just like listening in, dude. He's here for the fucking content, man. Love it. Then again, these bartenders in anime and in general probably just hear like the most wackest shit. It's been like a game to me until now. So it's, yeah, that's also one thing about Rudeus. He's been just living the adventurous lifestyle, and now he's seeing the repercussions. His family's not all together, and when he learns about Eris's grandfather dying, he's gonna break him even more. So I'm glad that he's getting a taste of that type of tragedy and reality check right now, because it's only gonna get more severe in the future of this show. Bro, that shit just straight up looks like water. What do you mean on the house, bro? Thanks, bro, for your fucking tap water. At least look at, that's true, dude. He hasn't been looking at him. Paul hasn't been looking either, really. Where have you seen that before? Right after I stopped. Oh shit! Backstory. Pride. Interesting. So they're all just dealing with their pride right now. I never did wish. I was just focused on blaming others. Shit. Bro, go hug your fucking father, dude. Come on. Aww. 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 That's so cute. That's so cute. See, this is one of many pluses to having lived the other life around the same age as Paul. He's made a lot of the same mistakes, and so he knows how to fix them. He knows how to identify them too. I saw you and aw, finally broke through that barrier, that shield he was putting up. It's just been building up until this time, and now he's just oh my god, he's gonna cry too. Aww. See, that's what happens when you have a lot of pride. It stops you from really expressing how you feel. Did you ever fourth? No. A kid? Oh my god, not for like a trying. This guy. This guy, Paul, did not give a fuck, dude. He just, oh my god, he just gets with every woman. Whoa. I wish they would show like kind of like a map as they progress through the continent to kind of just get a geographical makeup of where they are and where they need to go. But it doesn't seem like they're doing that. That's one thing, I guess. It's like a really small gripe, but I wish they did that. Yeah, because one of them's fucking dead, bro. I'm not gonna be prepared for when you learn you got beheaded, bro. Damn. Well said, Rudeus. This is character development. This is how you do character development. Beautiful. Geese, MVP of this episode, 100%. Him and the bartender, low-key. This anime is so fucking good, bro. Alright, so that was episode 17 of Mushoku Tensei. What a amazing episode. This is how you create conflict between two people, have it resolved in a very realistic way. I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to. I know I can. When your pride gets in the way of resolving things with the people you love, it's such a poison. It really is. We saw it with Paul this episode, and Rudeus shows us and tells us how that happened to him in the past with one of his supposed friends. Although it did take a little bit of nudging and support from other side characters like Geese, and although it takes a little bit of nudging and support from side characters like Geese, which real quick I gotta say, MVP of the episode for sure, and I hope we see more of him in the future. Although it takes some, support from those types of characters, ultimately it's up to Paul and Rudeus to have that conversation, sit down and talk things through. That's exactly what they do. Paul realizes his mistakes of not understanding that Rudeus is just a kid going through the demon continent, something that he probably wouldn't have been able to do by himself anyway. So just that fact alone just goes to show that Rudeus didn't really have the luxury that Paul did of, just finding his mom and all that. He was stuck in a pretty bad spot. His spawn point was a little bit worse than Paul's. And Rudeus also realizes that you need to be a little bit benevolent. You need to let go for your own peace, and realize that it takes two. It takes two to kind of put their shields down, put their barriers down, and really just commit to just fixing a relationship or ending an argument and resolving it properly. It's so funny because in that bar it seemed like Rudeus was the grown-up, which technically he is, because he's mentally older than Paul, but Paul did take initiative to show up, and if he didn't do that, then their situation might have never been resolved. And in the world that they're living in currently, there might not be many chances to see each other again and have that type of conversation. So I enjoyed this episode greatly. Again, intro sequences of Mushoku Tensei are not like anything I've ever seen before. It was a little bit different this episode because usually they show the setting and establishing shots of where the episode's going to take place, but they use that time, precious time, to show Paul's journey, what he went through, where he got transported, struggles that he went through with Norn, and I think they did it in a perfect way. One last thing I'll say is that it's super mature that Rudeus and Paul both decide to let go of the resentments that they might have had for each other a little bit due to the circumstances they're in, and commit to just solving whatever beef they had. Because when you let those things fester, it just makes the quality of your life so much worse. So props to them, props to the whole show, and props to this episode. It was just great overall. I absolutely loved this show. Am I gonna have to put this in one of my top isekai of all time when all things are said and done? I don't know, but I just might. But yeah, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down below. What are your thoughts about the dynamic between Paul and Rudeus this episode? I would love to hear that. And if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and hit that sub button to see more. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.